Hey YouTube friends, today let's talk about a sleeper. That's right, the old guard knows exactly what a sleeper is, but for those of you who don't, it's a reference to a vehicle that is much faster than it looks. Now, old school racers liked sleepers because when betting on a race, it would give them an upper hand. If your car looked extremely fast, it would be very hard to get somebody to bet against you. While if your car looked extremely slow, it's easier to get bets. There's a bit of an art to a sleeper. I mean, some vehicles are just plain good sleepers. Like, for example, the newer Pontiac GTO. I mean, what is that? It's like it looks like a Corolla with a big block in it. It's a great sleeper. Nobody expects that Corolla-looking vehicle to be so fast. I mean, some people kind of spruce them up and they're no longer sleepers, especially if they put exhaust and cam it up and everything else. A true sleeper is a vehicle that doesn't necessarily sound super fast. And there's a bit of an art to it. Now, what we're looking at right here is the new Ford Explorer ST. And you wonder why I'm talking about sleepers while we're looking at this vehicle. Because this is a sleeper. It is a beautiful vehicle, especially for those with an eye out for such things as sleepers. I mean, this is a Ford Explorer. Oh, yeah, it has those red calipers, and that's what it comes with. And, you know, not much you can do about that. But this vehicle doesn't sound like it's fast, and it looks like it could be kind of quick, right? But does it look like it has 400 horsepower? No. Does it look like it has twin turbos from the factory? No, it doesn't. That's a sleeper. But there's more to it than just the fact that it comes out from the factory with 400 horsepower. I mean, anybody at some point will know, hey, this thing is kind of quick. We know what those Ford Explorer STs can do. What makes it even more of a sleeper is its easy upgradability. Now, in the past, some sleepers could be, say, a Mustang. Now, you'd say, well, wait, Mustangs are fast. Well, yeah, but how do you make them faster without people knowing it? So there was tricks to that. There was like secret upgrades that you could do. For example, the Mustangs come as a 302, the 5-liter Mustangs. So you could go ahead and switch it out and put a 351 in there. Right. Maybe blow it up to 400 plus cubic inches. There's a sleeper. So there's other things. For example, the Ford Explorer ST here, for a mere $300, you can buy a programmer. And in a few minutes, upgrade this by 100 horsepower. So then you add a small nitrous kit, 125 additional horsepower, and suddenly you're at 625 horsepower on a vehicle with all-wheel drive. So it's going to have excellent short times on top of that. That's a sleeper. It looks stock, sounds stock, but it's a rocket ship, and it will wreck kids. I think we can agree also that this car or SUV is not just fast and is a good sleeper, but it's also really awesome looking. I mean, just look at it. I love the lettering on the top. I mean, it does look better with the two-tone coloring, the ST emblem. I mean, it's simple, but it looks just wonderful. The engineering on this vehicle is really nicely done. Everything looks like it's put together extremely well. And I mean, I just like the lines of it. I've always liked the simpler looking vehicles, the ominous all black look. Then the lettering on the bottom is kind of cool. I mean, even the little cool things, like they have this little light underneath the mirror at nighttime. You can see that light. It shines an ST on the ground. It says Ford Performance in the door. I mean, come on, it's kind of cool. Everything about this vehicle is awesome. But then you look under the hood, and by the way, you just double pull that, and the hood opens, so you have to fool with any levers under there. But just looking under the hood, we're back to the sleeper thing. You open it, and there's just nothing special under there. I mean, if you just pop that open, would you know, hey, look at that, that's a twin turbo. Wow, look at that, 400 horsepower. I mean, back in the old days, you pop a hood on a 400 horsepower vehicle, and it looks like it's got 400. Yeah, you open this up, I can't even find the daggum turbos in there. I mean, imagine working on this thing. Ay, ay, ay. Not a party. I mean, where the hell are the turbos? They're under all those tubes somewhere. There's a turbo. I see one. Yeah. But yeah, so the wheels on it are extremely nice. They're these 21-inch rims. They're lovely black rims, just beautiful wheels. But going back to the thoughts of it being a sleeper, let's pop the hatch here. And when you put nitrous in a vehicle, most people will put it right here in the back, where it's, easy to get to, and you can turn it on or off relatively easy. And that's where I would mount a nitrous bottle, right? And that's what anybody you're racing would think, and they'd come and remove it. I mean, you might put it here in the back seat, where you could access it super quick if you need it. But again, somebody inspecting your vehicle before putting any money on a race is going to tell you no nitrous, and they're going to want to remove the bottle. But a sleeper, you would have a second bottle, a real bottle. The one on the top there, that's not the real nitrous bottle. No. The real nitrous bottle is going to be hidden. And this vehicle, as a sleeper, happens to have a perfect secret compartment for your real nitrous bottle. Oh, no, it's not here, because they might actually look there. Although, if they remove the first nitrous bottle, they probably won't look for a second one, because people, they're not bright. But look at this. Underneath all this stuff here, just pull it all out of there, right? Because underneath all this stuff is another compartment perfect for the real nitrous bottle that they didn't find and happens to be on and still pumping an extra 125 horsepower into this beast. That's right. So there. You know what a sleeper is, and this one certainly fits the description of that. While we're back here, though, I mean, just looking at the back of it, and you saw me do the seats. It has so much room, and I mean, it comes with a trailer hitch. Sleeper. I mean, what super fast car has a trailer hitch, right? So it comes with a trailer hitch, and it just looks, I mean, they did a nice job. Remember when the Mustangs came out with those dual exhausts, right? Everybody loved those pipes, and, they're trying to reproduce that kind of feeling. They got this cool little dual exhaust, and, of course, the trailer hitch and all the electric hookups and so forth. It looks nice. I mean, come on. Doesn't that look good? I love it. I think it's just wonderful. They did a fabulous job designing this thing. I mean, I can't stop staring at it. It reminds me of the days of those old Mustangs when you just used to stare at it and go, dang, that looks nice. And this one certainly does look good. Anyway, hopping in here, you know, the main screen, you see there, Ford Performance. Yeah, buddy. And the instrument panel, somebody did a good job with that. Listen, it comes, this key is not really a key. It's like some remote control. So we hit the lock button and then hit this twice. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, while we're back here, let's listen to it. Yeah, that's got a nice little hum to it. Honestly, guys, there's like nothing coming out. While the exterior of this vehicle is very impressive, the interior is well, it's just wonderful. They did an impressive job with the instrument cluster. It's a graphical interface, almost like it's like a computer screen. But it's lovely, and it has different screens based upon what mode you're in. I'll show you that later. It has this huge control panel in the middle, which has a whole bunch of different cool functions. And I mean, I'm just gonna go over like the cool stuff that I noticed. There's so much more. I mean, you could sit here forever goofing around with all this stuff. I mean, the manual's huge, and you can go online, and there's folks that'll give you tutorials, and you know, I'm not going to do all that. I'm just here to show you how cool this thing is. But look at all the buttons. Look at the darn steering wheel. It's all leather wrapped. It has that cool ST thing on it. I mean, it's just, and it smells really good. Look at all the buttons. So there's I mean, it has the radio volume and the cruise control and changing the channel on the radio and the instrument panel controls. There's just so much stuff there. It's got the of course, your windows and the memory for your seats. I mean, it's got all the stuff, all the buttons and things that you'll need somebody to help you with when you get it. No worries. You can just watch something on YouTube and they'll show you how all that works. The gear shifter, if you put it in manual, if you feel the need for putting it in manual, it does quite well without that. Of course, the cool start and stop button has to be there, right? So this is the air conditioning. It has access to the rear air conditioner, which of course there's a control panel cluster for that in the back, and vents, and it does a very good job. But you can actually control it from the front quite well. It has other cool features like this here button turns on cameras. So you can see the front of the vehicle and does the 3D thing, and you can change the different modes of the camera. It's pretty cool. It obviously has the reverse camera as well. I mean, I don't even know how it does the overview camera. Maybe it launches a drone. The control panel has the tabs, which, you know, for your radio, the audio. It has the satellite radio and the memories and, you know, the usual stuff. It's actually real nice because it's that big screen, and I like the satellite radio because there's just so much selection, no commercials, just good music and stuff. The phone tab is, of course, where you hook your phone up, and it has, you know, the contact list and yada yada. Navigation is, well, navigation has got that big screen, and it's just you know, navigation, gets you places. The apps are things like the Ford Pass, which, you know, if you hook up with it, you can do things like find your vehicle if it gets stolen, or turn it on and off if you're in Europe or something like that. I'm not sure if you can drive around with it. The settings, you know, there's just so much stuff in here. It's got some cool stuff, like you can fool around with the massage things on your seats. I mean, yeah, it has massage on your seats. You don't have to pay for it in the mall anymore. Now you can just do it in your car while you're tooling around down the street. Can you believe that? Yeah. Also, another cool thing is it lets you change the colors. You can't really see it. Actually, it's not even on. But there's all these lights in the vehicle that are cool, like these little neon lights. And if it was dark and all, you'd be able to see them. But you can change the colors of the lighting. It's pretty cool. I mean, look at all the different colors. I have mine set for blue there. I should change it to red. Anyway, so this here instrument cluster is so cool. We'll go into that in a little bit of detail. By the way, you old guard people used to shifting with the shifter, and you know, it's a little different now. This little knob. And it took me a little getting used to. I was reaching for the shifter. But there you go. There you have it. And you got all these buttons. There's like millions of buttons here. This one here makes it so you know, when you push your brake pedal, it actually, you can let off on it. It'll, you know, if you come to a stop, it'll keep you stopped, even with your foot off the brake. That way you don't have to break your toe at the damn traffic light, keeping your foot on there, or put it in park or some crap. And this deal here, right here, keeps your car from turning off at the traffic lights. Yeah, it does that. In eco mode, normal mode, you're at a traffic light, it just shuts off. Yeah. And then it turns back on as soon as the car moves in front of you or something. But that can't be good for the starter, right? I mean, and it's annoying. So this keeps it from doing that, which is good. I just don't like it. I mean, you're sitting there at the light and turns off. The AC gets hot. I mean, actually, if it gets too hot, it'll turn back on. But I don't know. I just feel like it's breaking the vehicle if it keeps turning on all the time. So the problem is you have to push that button every time you start the car, because it defaults back to not being on. Then it's got some like auto park thing, which I haven't fooled with. I mean, that's like a brake right there. You know, the park and brake is a button. No more pulling levers. I don't know what that is. Yeah, not sure. But that one's keeps you from spinning your tires. I guess that's good when you're drag racing. If you hit that button, it turns the traction control off. So now you can spin your tires. Yay! Good luck with that. I mean, unless you're, I guess, in the sand or on ice. Yeah. So now that knob in the middle there is your drive mode. This is so cool. So you turn this knob, right, and it switches like what the vehicle does. So we're on normal mode right now, and you can see, you know, it shows like what song's playing on the radio, and that there's the lane. So you can see it has like a warning. If you're in the lanes, it'll be lit up green, and if you go over like to the side, it'll get red or yellow. That sometimes puts a car there. If the car gets yellow, you're too close to it. So it's cool how it does that. You got to kind of get used to it. You can also change what it does if you change lanes without a blinker. You know, it's pretty flexible. I like this feature. It's got like this speed limit. It actually reads the speed limit. The last sign you go by, it reads it. So it knows what the speed limit is on the road that you're on. It's freaking awesome, right? Because how often are you driving around and you don't realize you're in a 35 zone? It seems like it should be 50. Well, you look down, you see, oh, speed trap heaven. So it's kind of cool that's there. It's got the temperature. Now let's look at the other drive modes. Of course, sport mode, everything turns red. Yeah, you get a big old tachometer. It still has the miles per gallon, but you can change that. Now the tach is in sport mode is real large, and it has the shifter in the middle. You can see the difference. The tachometer, the RPM with eco or normal mode is over on the left hand side as this little teeny weeny thing. But of course in sport mode they give you the real big one. But what's interesting is they give you it tells you what gear you're in. So park, reverse drive. But if you're manually shifting, it will tell you, what gear you're in, which is kind of cool. I'm going to have to go ahead and fool around with the options for the middle thing. Miles per gallon while in sport mode is obviously not too important. But so you can see when you push the brake there, the auto hold, so you don't have to keep it pushed, lights up. And it does have a water, or the engine temperature gauge. I'm wondering if they've got a turbo boost gauge. I'll have to flip around through that. You would think they would have something like that, but I haven't as yet found it. And it still has the lane change and the speed limit gauge, which is pretty cool. Whoever designed this did a wonderful job. But actually, while sport mode is of course cool, looking at the other modes, the artwork is just amazing. Let's go ahead and switch it over to the tow mode. So I guess if you're pulling a boat or whatnot like that, you pop this thing up, and you can see your tach is still big, and it shows again the gears. There's nothing special really with the artwork on the tow mode. So the other modes, like the slippery mode, I'm guessing you could use in major heavy rain or perhaps icy conditions. Gotta like the artwork. Again, the camera's not doing a great job, but you can see it switches up again to a different look on the instrument panel. Actually, the slippery mode seems to go back to the same as the normal mode. And then the trail, that's cool, mode, kind of turns green with that, the terrain look. That's really cool. But look at that. It has that, I don't even know what that's called, but if you're going up a hill or down a hill, it'll show your incline angle. Who thought of that? Who's going to need that? Well, I guess crazy people going up and down mountains. You can look and see if that angle says like 90 degrees, you're probably in trouble, right? That's pretty clever. I don't know what it does different as far as how the vehicle runs, but I guess if you're out in Baja and in the mountains, you want to put it on the trail. That's so cool, the artwork. They put some serious effort into that, that's for sure. Then it's got the snow. So if you're tooling around up in the Arctic, it does again have that little angle thing. And again, the background artwork is just wonderful. And that's it. Those are all the modes. You just flip through them. But anyway, guys and gals, that pretty much covers all the cool stuff I've found so far. I mean, obviously, there's all kinds of other stuff like the seat cooler. I mean, if you want to keep your seat air conditioned after you get from the beach, it's nice having this on. Although it feels a little bit like you peed your pants, it's not too bad. They got a heater on the steering wheel too, and of course the seat heaters. You can see. Also has the climate control for the rear area. In case you have kids, you can lock it and completely control it from the front, which is super nice. So that's it, guys. I truly hope you enjoyed this comprehensive review of a sleeper. Till next time.